Hi everybody, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts. This is Q&A episode, so let's actually get down to it, shall we? So Luke Zilla, you got a bunch of questions for me. So your first one was Oxalaia, a quadrupedal. So Oxalaia is a type of spinosaurid from Africa. And from what it looks like, based on how the skeleton is designed and how it's postured, it's a possibility it could be. It's a possibility it could be, because when you look at it compared to Spinosaurus, they almost look very similar. Spinosaurus has a much taller spine, of course, and it's longer, too, whereas Oxalaia might be, well, it'll be shorter, of course, in terms of length and height, but the spines are a little bit shorter, and also the front limbs are as long as Spinosaurus's, but their hind legs are a little bit longer than Spinosaurus's. And so I think it could do both. I think it could be both a biped and a quadruped, so it could probably be a two-way walking theropod. I mean, it's a possibility. It's still a possibility that it could be a quadruped, but that still remains to be seen. Your second question is Torvosaurus the biggest of all Megalosaurus? It is one of them. I think it could be the biggest. I am not totally sure on that, but I think it could be one of them. Is Majungasaurus related to Ceratosaurus? This is a really good question. See, Ceratosaurs and the Belosaurs, they are closely related to each other. Ceratosaurs are good related cousins of Belosaurs. And so how this could actually go about is that Ceratosaurs ultimately did have a branch that would go into to becoming a Belosaurus. And so, yeah, so Belosaurs have very stubby arms, which probably didn't do anything at all. And they also have shorter skulls, much stronger skulls too, and also they have horns mostly on their heads, so like either above their eyes, just on top of the skull, and of course their teeth are pretty strong, but they're not really well designed to be bone crushers by any means. They're more designed to be slashers, but they develop deep slashing wounds. Whereas Ceratosaurs, their teeth are not as strong as some of the theropods, but their skulls are longer. They got horns on their snouts or above their eyes, as a crest, on top of their head, and that's how you get Ceratosaurs. And so, yeah, they are closely related to each other. Yeah, so Majungasaurus is closely related to Ceratosaurus in a way. So, yeah, that is a good question, though, Luzilla. Who is bigger, Torvosaurus tanneri or Torvosaurus guarani? I don't know. Tanneri, I do know. The Gurney? Gurneri, I don't know. I do not know. I think they're very similar in size. I just don't know which one's bigger. Sorry, I can't fully give you a great answer for that one, but it's still good. It's still not too bad. It's still a pretty good question. Let me get to your other one. What is your opinion on Anjanath and Devilo from the Monster Hunter game? I do not play these games. I kind of quit playing video games from like a console, so I don't play those games, so I can't really give you an answer for that one. So I kind of looked at the images. They do look dinosaur-like and look kind of cool, but I'm just not that much of a gamer. So, all right, Alex, I have two questions. Do you think that non-avian dinosaurs were able to make sound displays and visual displays during the breeding season? So your first question, this is a good question. Did non-avian dinosaurs that had feathers were able to make sound displays or visual displays during the breeding season? I think they could. Because with the latest, because with how certain fossilized skin has been found with some Torvosaurus specimens, especially with skin impressions that were found from the neck region, it does look like that, like Tarbosaurus did have like a throat pouch used to make like a sound display, and actually would be a very good physical display because it would just kind of tilt its head up and show the throat. To like for like males, probably the males had more brightly colored throat pouches, and so they probably made like these sound displays and even like these like physical displays to lure females and attract females. That's probably how that worked. But like with other types of dinosaurs, like say the raptor, like the Dromaeosaurus, Troodontids, the ornithomimids, and the Therizinosaurus and Dinochirus, did they use like sound displays and also physical displays? I think they did. I think they really did. Even Oviraptorids probably did the same thing too. I think they really did. But that's a really good question. And also your second question, do you think that some of the pterosaur species flew in a V formation when migrating like geese and cranes do today? This is a good one. So when you see like ducks and geese when they're migrating, they kind of have that V formation because that's like a good because that's like a communication and also like a communication thing for all these birds, and also like a good flight pattern too, because that actually kind of creates like certain types of drift, and so that way they could keep going in that kind of formation and so forth. So did pterosaurs do this? I think the smaller pterosaurs probably did, but even though some of the smaller pterosaurs probably were more likely going to stay where they were, but I think probably the smaller pterosaurs did do this, whereas the larger pterosaurs, I don't think they really did. I think some of the larger pterosaurs, because they were more likely going to be on their own most of the time, I'd probably say is that like say Hexagopteryx or Quetzalcoatlus, they probably did not do this because one, they're too big to do it, and also they probably more likely flew solo, and whenever they were social, it's mainly for like mating purposes and also probably for like a landing spot. But like say for like the medium-sized pterosaurs, like say Pteranodon, and Hungoda and Santanodactylus and a few others, they could possibly do it, but I'd probably say maybe, but it's still up in the air. But I do love your questions, Alex. Those are really good questions. I like them a lot. And thank you for those questions. Benjamin, does Therizinosaurus have the longest arms of all theropod dinosaurs? Yes. Yes, it did. It had 10-foot long arms, so each arm is 10 feet long, including the claws. So that is pretty remarkable. They are the largest arms amongst theropod dinosaurs. Is Yinlong the oldest of all ceratopsians? I looked into this. No, it is not. There is another ancient ceratopsian that is older than Yinlong. I forget the name, but Yinlong would be the second oldest ceratopsian in the fossil record. So there's your answer right there. Which is the largest Megaraptoran? Ooh, that's a good one. Based on the latest research, there's latest research that has come out. I think it was like yesterday or the day before. That's a possibility that Siach could be the largest Megaraptoran, but it's still not quite officially there yet. I'd probably say is that right now of how things are looking, I just don't know yet. I just really don't know yet. I probably would. It's probably going to lean towards Siach, but I probably don't know that. I really don't know that one. I would have to look into it a little bit more just to see what could be the case for that. And then your final question, who would win, Torvosaurus or Carcharodontosaurus? Okay, so a Jurassic dinosaur, Torvosaurus, and Carcharodontosaurus, Cretaceous. So both of these dinosaurs never met each other. So Torvosaurus is from North America and Europe, whereas Carcharodontosaurus is from Africa. Different times, of course. And so if they met each other, Torvosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus are nearly the same size. It's just that Carcharodontosaurus is taller and also heavier than Torvosaurus. So I'd probably say Carcharodontosaurus would probably win this one because one, this animal is is pretty sturdy and really well built to take on to be in combat. Whereas Torvosaurus can do combat. It's just that I think probably Torvosaurus might have a little bit of a agility edge, but the thing is, size is going to matter, and also muscle mass is going to matter here. So I think Torvosaurus could stand a chance, but I'd probably say Carcharodontosaurus would win that one for that kind of battle. But that's all the questions I got. In 2 weeks, there will be an extra episode. So next week there will not be a new episode because I got a family event that I got to go to next week. So there will not be a new episode of Prehistoric Facts. So the extra episode would be 2 weeks from today, which would be this Thursday. So that would be the 21st or the 22nd. It's one of those days, and so it's the 21st or 22nd of July. So that'll be a special, an extra episode. I'll let you guys know what I'll be talking about for that in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that, or at least a week and a half. So I'll let you guys know about that, and so that the extra episode will be in 2 weeks. And you can still send me questions about dinosaurs and other prehistoric life by emailing me at dinocris71@gmail.com, or just go on my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with DinoChris. Like the page, yes, you post your questions in the comment section. Please put them in the comment section. I do not take questions on Messenger. Messenger's for private conversations. So if you just do not want your question to be read on a Q&A episode, you can still message me, or otherwise just send me an email saying like, I don't need this read on video. That's totally fine, and that way I can answer the question privately for you. But if you want your question answered on a video, please put them in the comment section on the Facebook post in my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with DinoChris. Like the page, you post your questions there in the comment section. And also for YouTubers out there, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And according to my analytics, a lot of you guys that are checking out my channel are not subscribed yet. So please feel free to hit the subscribe button and also hit that bell so that way you can get notified of every weekly video that comes out. And also like the video, share the video too to anybody that is interested in dinosaurs and other prehistoric life. And YouTubers out there, feel free to put your questions in the comment section because I read them all, and your questions do mean a lot in these Q&A episodes. And you guys are awesome. You give me really, really good questions. And also make sure you keep your questions short to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. You can also on there. You can also follow me on Twitter at CSGRAL. That's my Twitter page. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of people around you. That's it for you. Younger people out there that makes you listen. Your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation you can have. Good education. It's very important to have good education with a good education. You do a good job in the future. All right, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys in a couple weeks.